Hi, I'm divorce attorney Rock Rocheleau. I wanted to go through the four stages of a contested divorce. So here on my screen is all of the major steps for a contested divorce. This is when you and your spouse don't agree and can't do an uncontested divorce. So here are all the major steps: filing a complaint. Spouse has 21 days to answer that complaint. Maybe there's a temporary hearing. Maybe there's a CMC hearing that's called case, that stands for Case Management Conference. Maybe there's discovery, and maybe there's an actual judge trial. So these are all of the major steps, but we look at them as stages. We say there's an initial stage, there's a hearing stage, there's a discovery stage, and there's a trial stage. Now, not every contested divorce will go through those stages, but if you can't get your spouse to settle or you refuse to settle on terms, then you're going to eventually go through all those stages. But we know for sure you're going to go through one stage if it's a contested divorce. You're going to go through the initial stage. This is where you have filed a complaint for divorce, you've served your spouse, or vice versa. They have 21 days to respond. You're asking for primary custody, you're asking for a certain amount of child support, a certain amount of assets, and they're going to respond and say, no, I don't want to do that. So what we do at Right Lawyers with the initial stage is we file financial disclosures right away, we put together a marital balance sheet right away, a monthly budget, and we try and negotiate or settle all of those right here. And if successful, case is over. But if not successful, then you're going to move to the second stage. This is called the hearing stage. This is your first court hearings, and this is where you're going to go before a judge and they're going to make temporary orders for things like child custody, child support, or maybe spousal support during the divorce. And so we will also try and settle the case here, maybe before those hearings or after those hearings. But let's say we're not able to settle that. We're going to go to the third stage, which is called discovery. And discovery is where we're going to gather evidence in preparation for the trial, which is the fourth stage. But we're going to do depositions of your spouse. We're going to subpoena documents. We're going to request documents. And we're going to use all of that evidence at the fourth stage, which is trial, where we're going to go before a judge and we're going to present this evidence. And the judge is going to listen and make a decision, final decision. There's only 5 areas that the judge is going to make a decision, or there's actually only 5 areas that you and your spouse need to agree to, or the judge will make a decision. And those 5 areas are child custody, child support, dividing all of the assets, dividing all the debts, and spousal support. So if we can't get you or your spouse to come to an agreement on these 5 areas in the first 4 stages, then the trial judge is going to make a decision on all of those areas and then in the case. So that is the 4 stages to a contested divorce that we like to explain to each client. But again, you may not go through all 4 stages. You're definitely going to go through the first if it's contested, but you may not go through the others because we're going to try to negotiate and settle the case at every stage. The other thing I did here is I put an overlay of time over the major steps to a contested divorce. So hopefully you're able to see this. But the initial stage typically takes anywhere from 1 to 2 months. The hearing stage is going to take somewhere around 4 months. Within 4 months, if we don't settle the case, the judge is going to have their first hearing. Um, Discovery is a little bit harder to pinpoint, but it could take as much as 8 months to do depositions and subpoenas and get all the documents you need for trial. And then trial could take 12 months from the day you file a complaint for divorce until the judge actually hears your case and makes a decision. It could take 12 months. I also did an overlay of cost. So you can see the initial stage can cost a fixed fee at Right Lawyers, where fixed fees can charge from 3 to 6,000. Temporary or the hearing stage could be anywhere from 4 to 10,000. Discovery could be 5 to 15,000, and a trial could absolutely be anywhere from 5 to 15,000. So I hope that helps explain the 4 stages of a contested divorce.